Longevity is a word we often associate with big promises, shiny bottles, miracle supplements, new breakthroughs that claim to add years to our lives. But in Japan, the secret looks a little different. It isn't found in a capsule or a laboratory. It sits quietly on a breakfast table, sticky, earthy, and honestly, a little smelly. It's called natto, fermented soybeans. And for over 1,000 years, it has been a humble companion to the Japanese morning ritual. Just a small bowl mixed with rice, maybe a drizzle of soy sauce, and that's it. Yet this odd, stringy food holds one of the most fascinating stories in the science of aging. Modern research is now catching up with what Japanese wisdom has known all along. Within those fermented beans are powerful compounds, vitamin K2, nattokinase, and natural probiotics that help keep arteries flexible, bones strong, and blood flowing smoothly. In fact, studies from Japanese universities show that people who eat natto regularly have lower risks of heart disease and even live longer lives on average. But beyond the science, there's something deeply human about this tradition. It's a reflection of how the Japanese approach life: simple, consistent, and mindful. They don't chase youth. They cultivate it quietly every morning, one bite at a time. So when you see that little bowl of sticky beans, don't think of it as strange. Think of it as a symbol of balance, patience, and the idea that real health doesn't have to be glamorous. Sometimes it's the smallest habits, repeated faithfully for generations, that hold the greatest power to keep us young. You see, what's truly remarkable about fermentation is not just the chemistry, it's the quiet transformation. Those simple soybeans, once plain and lifeless, are reborn through time, warmth, and living bacteria. It's nature's way of teaching us that good things take time. Inside that sticky texture is more than just nutrition, it's life itself in motion. Billions of friendly bacteria working together to create something our bodies understand on a deep, ancient level. They help balance our gut, strengthen our immunity, and even calm inflammation, one of the root causes of aging and chronic disease. Researchers from the University of Tokyo discovered that people who eat fermented soy foods at least 3 times a week have significantly healthier blood vessels and better calcium metabolism than those who don't. And it makes sense. Vitamin K2 from natto directs calcium to where it belongs, your bones and teeth, instead of clogging your arteries. That's why in Japan, elderly women who eat natto regularly are found to have stronger bone density and lower fracture rates, even in their 80s and 90s. Their bones don't crumble easily because every morning, for decades, they've been quietly nourishing them, not with pills, but with food that's alive. It's a simple reminder that sometimes the most powerful medicines aren't invented in labs. They grow, ferment, and transform, just like us. And maybe that's what natto truly teaches, that with patience, balance, and a bit of nature's wisdom, even something humble can become extraordinary. Here's the beautiful part about miso. Beneath that comforting, savory sip is a living ecosystem of goodness. When soybeans are fermented with koji, a culture made from Aspergillus oryzae, the mold's natural enzymes begin to gently take things apart and put them back together in forms your body can truly use. Big proteins are trimmed into tiny peptides, some of which act like gentle, food-based ACE inhibitors to support healthy blood pressure. Starches are opened up, releasing subtle sweetness without a sugar spike, and the isoflavones in soy, once locked away, are transformed into aglycone forms that are easier for your gut to absorb, compounds linked to calmer inflammation, better vascular health, and steadier cholesterol. If you choose unpasteurized, refrigerated miso, you'll also get living cultures, the friendly microbes that help keep your gut microbiome diverse and resilient. Traditional miso often carries salt-tolerant bacteria like Tetragenococcus and helpful yeasts such as Zygosaccharomyces. Together with Koji's enzymes, think proteases and amylases, they create a broth that's more than flavor. It's function. Even the color tells a story. Lighter Shiro miso is young and mellow. Darker aka miso has more time to develop antioxidants, including melanoidins, formed during long fermentation, which act like tiny shields against everyday oxidative stress. Older, darker miso is bolder and may carry more of these protective compounds. Younger miso is softer and easier for beginners. Both have a place at the table. People often worry about the salt, and that's understandable. But miso isn't just salt floating in water. Those bioactive peptides and fermentation products seem to blunt sodium's usual impact, especially when miso is part of a balanced bowl. Notice how the Japanese pair it. Tofu adds calcium and plant protein. Seaweed contributes iodine and unique carotenoids. Scallions bring polyphenols. Mushrooms lend beta-glucans. That whole picture nudges the potassium to sodium balance in a friendlier direction for your heart. And there's an easy kitchen rule that keeps the goodness alive. Stir miso in off the boil, hot but not bubbling, so the delicate enzymes and cultures survive the trip from pot to spoon. If you're over 50 and new to miso, think of it as a daily gentle nudge toward better health rather than a grand gesture. A small bowl with dinner, a few cubes of tofu, a handful of wakame. Over weeks and months, the peptides, isoflavones, antioxidants, and living cultures do their quiet work, supporting flexible arteries, steadier pressure, calmer joints, and a gut that talks kindly to the rest of your body. It's not flashy. It doesn't need to be. Like many of the best habits in a long life, miso is simple, consistent, and quietly powerful. And maybe that's the real secret. Not some hidden ingredient or exotic diet, but the rhythm of life itself. Day after day, year after year, the Japanese have mastered the art of consistency without obsession. They eat with gratitude, not guilt. They listen to their bodies, not to fads. Their meals aren't about restriction, they're about respect for food, for nature, and for time. Scientists call it the cumulative effect. Small, steady choices that quietly add up. When you eat foods rich in natural enzymes, probiotics, and heart-protective nutrients every single day, your body doesn't just stay alive, it stays alive with ease. Blood vessels stay supple, bones stay strong, digestion remains smooth, and energy flows through the body like a calm river instead of a crashing wave. You can see it in their faces. The elders of Okinawa and Tokyo, who still walk to the market in their 90s, who laugh easily, who bow slowly and deeply. They are not chasing youth. They are practicing it. Through every mindful bite, every shared meal, every quiet morning that begins not with noise but with nourishment, it reminds us that longevity isn't built in laboratories or bought from shelves. It's built at the dinner table, with warmth, balance, and the simple joy of doing something good for your body every single day. Maybe the secret to a long, healthy life isn't a mystery at all. Maybe it's sitting right there, in a bowl of rice, a sip of miso soup, and a heart that knows how to be content. If you're curious to bring a touch of Japan's longevity wisdom into your own kitchen, start simple. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just add one small ritual. When you find natto at an Asian market, you'll notice it comes frozen in little square packs. Let it thaw naturally, then stir it with your chopsticks about 30 to 50 times until it turns light and foamy. That motion wakes up the flavor and the beneficial bacteria. Add a dash of soy sauce, a whisper of mustard, maybe a sprinkle of green onions, and place it over warm rice. You can even top it with a soft-boiled egg for extra protein and warmth. The taste might surprise you at first, earthy, pungent, a little wild, but give it a few mornings. Like coffee or dark chocolate, its depth grows on you. And then there's miso, Japan's quiet healer. One spoonful is all you need. Dissolve it gently into hot water with tofu, seaweed, or mushrooms. The key word is gently. Don't boil it. High heat destroys the enzymes and living cultures that make miso so powerful for your gut and immune system. Treat it like a living thing because it is. These aren't trendy superfoods or quick fixes. They're humble traditions, small daily acts of nourishment that reconnect you with balance, patience, and life itself. So start with a bowl. Let your kitchen smell a little different. Let your morning feel a little more mindful. You might just find, as millions of Japanese have for centuries, that health doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to be consistent. And that's the beauty of it. The Japanese secret isn't wrapped in mystery or guarded by science. It's wrapped in routine. They don't eat for quick fixes. They eat for continuity. Every meal is an act of gratitude. Every bite a quiet promise to care for the body that carries them through life. They've turned food into medicine not by chasing perfection, but by honoring balance, by respecting the seasons, listening to their bodies, and celebrating even the simplest ingredients. So the next time you think about longevity, maybe it's not about the latest pill or trend. Maybe it's about slowing down, saying thank you, and rediscovering the wisdom in what's already been there all along. Because sometimes the true secret to a long and peaceful life is waiting, softly, humbly, in a small bowl of natto. If this story touched you, make sure to subscribe to Eating Healthy After 50, where we share timeless traditions and real science to help you live stronger, longer, and happier. After all, aging well isn't about adding years to life. It's about adding life to your years.